It's now been about 4 months since I started airbrushing, and what I've noticed is that I'm already starting to get into a few bad habits, and so I'm going to go back to basics, and I'm going to show you just some quick exercises to do your dots, your lines and your dagger strokes. And I always think it's good to practice these. Just throw in a sheet like this. It's just an A4 sheet which I've thrown up. I'm using Comart transparent blue, and I'm using this purely because transparent paint's much easier to airbrush than the opaques. You don't get so much tip dry, and therefore you can concentrate more on painting than on having to keep the end of your needle clean. So I find these Comarts really good to airbrush with, and generally even the opaques are pretty good, apart from the white. I'm not so keen on that. But this is the blue, it's transparent paint. So here I am. All I'm going to do is start off getting reasonably close. I've got a crown cap on here so that some air can get in. Because I'm working A4, it's quite small, but here I go. I'm going to do a diamond shape. Doesn't have to be beautiful or anything. Within that diamond shape, I'm now going to use this diamond shape to do my my lines, and with the dagger stroke at both ends. So I'm going to come across, and I'm going to turn with the air on, and I'm only going to put paint on when I hit the line, and I'm going to take the paint off as I come the other side, keeping the air on all the time. So here we go, air on, come across, paint on, off. Don't worry if it's not beautifully accurate, you're just practising. And getting the different widths of the lines helps, just getting used to. Different sizes. Keep moving. Keep those strokes going, nice tapered ends. That's my paper distracting me there with the air, so I'll take that off just quickly. Carry on. Here we go. See, they're not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be as close as I can, but what's important is that I'm just practising. I've got air on, and I'm just trying to hit the lines and turn off and try and keep things flowing, so I get a nice tapered end. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over these lines from left to right and from right to left, just to try and practice then the accuracy of my lines. So I'm coming across, air on, coming across, going back over the same lines. It helps not only then hitting the line this way, start and stop, but also to try and keep your accuracy. That wasn't really good, so I'm going to go back over that one a few times. Now you can do this as many times as you like. Go up close, pull away. Look at the difference between the stroke. See, I'm not brilliant at this. One thing I've got to remember is to follow through. You see I've got wobbly lines, it just doesn't matter, this is practice. And the more you do it, the more accurate you'll become. So there you go, you're practicing going over your lines. It's accuracy, getting close. And you can speed up as you go along. But don't worry about it. Speed will come, things will come naturally. Don't force anything. Now another thing I like to do is then again to do it the other way. So start doing the lines down here. So, but leave a little bit more of a gap between them, because I'll show you why in a minute. But air on, go down. I'm trying to keep the lines a little bit more narrow now. This is again coming in at a different angle, going up and down rather than from side to side, up and down and then down to up. Okay, so now I've made a nice little grid. Now this grid I can now do some dots over, which is use these cross hairs to get the accuracy for doing my dots. Go in, do a dot, pull a bit further away, do another dot. Try and keep the intensity, oop, but you're getting a larger dot. Further away, go a bit, miss that one, I'll go down there. See, and you want to try and get. So what I'm doing is I'm actually rocking my finger backwards and forwards, keeping the air on, but I'm not just keeping the paint shooting out in one go. I'm rocking backwards and forwards. I'll show you again. I'll move over to this one. Here, air is on, and now I'm just putting the paint on, and I'm just gradually building up the intensity or the density of the colour. And by doing that, I've got more control, and that'll help. Also, if you make a mistake, you know, you don't hit the centre of that point, you can actually adjust and move, because you'll probably cover it up. I'll make you exaggerating, right? Oh, see, I've put it here, it's in the wrong place, just move it, and you can hardly notice that I've made a mistake there. You go in, do the lines close, remember, do your dots, move further away. You've got your air on all the time, you're getting your density. There you go. Now you can practice that, keep doing all your dots. And then the next thing I like to do is to just do some circles. So here I go, do a circle, go round, follow it round, again going over the same thing, just helps. Starting in the middle, rocking from and just doing like a dagger stroke up. So I've got my air on, moving it up, dagger stroke up. Okay, again, so I use these corners, the circle, so paint on, off, and it gives it that kind of a taper, makes it look round. Again, just so you can do this how you like, but I just find this is a nice simple exercise. And useful to do something like this before you even start painting, before you attack painting. Just do a little A4 sheet like this, nice little diamond shape, doing your lines, practising your different strokes. And remember, when you're doing your dagger stroke, you want to keep the same distance from the paper. So when you're coming down, you go on, off, and you want a nice taper. You don't want to go on, get that on, go down to the bottom, off. You're going to end up with, because you've stopped and you haven't carried on. So again, and keep it at a distance so you get a nice taper. Keep doing these lines, keep practising, and these are the basic skills you need, which will set you on the way to doing your illustrations and your other artwork. Oh, by the way, just before I forget, this was my HP SBS side feed airbrush with an Aztec Gravity side feed cup on it. This is not the cup that comes with the Iwater airbrush, just so you know. Beautiful. Bye.